First of all, we'd be very interested in getting the Lithuanian perspective on the crisis on your borders. Large border with Belarus, Kaliningrad as well, and Russian forces actually in carrying out exercises with Belarusian forces. Just give us your perspective.
Well, I think that what happens on Belarusian soil is a complete game changer of the security infrastructure or picture that we used to see. Because there was an amassing of Russian troops at Ukrainian border last year, spring last year. There was a military exercise called Zapat in autumn 2021, which we were quite worried about, given that it happened at the same time where we had experienced this hybrid attack that Lukashenko arranged at European Union border with a legal migration. But those finished, and we know more or less the schedule of new military exercise that are about to be and where and when. And this exercise that starts on 10th of February is a new development, completely new. And we see how many Russian troops are being transported to northern border of Ukraine, in the southern part of Belarus. And they claim that this is a military exercise that is about to end by 20th of February. But we know that the numbers are not correct. And then why should we believe that anything else is correct? And of course that worries us a lot. The developments in Belarus are actually as important as developments in other places of the region, in Russia, in Kaliningrad, because this can end up with a very high level of militarization of Belarusian territory.
Could these considerable military exercises on Ukraine's northern border, could they be a pretext for an invasion?
Well, there is a significant number of troops at eastern Ukrainian border itself. So this only adds up to the picture and maybe leaves us with thinking of more scenarios than a couple of months ago, because it was quite a new development and quite a sudden and quite speedy one. But I cannot speculate. I can only say that this is a number of military forces that were not seen in the region, I don't know, since Cold War.
And in terms of overall strategy, so many people asking, what ultimately does Putin, what ultimately does Russia want? And it seems, and I'll put this scenario to you and see if you agree, that Putin is pulling back into his orbit the former Soviet states. Belarus already there, Ukraine, of course, Lithuania was once a Soviet state. Is it a case that if Ukraine goes, it's the Baltic states next?
We can call this an attempt to recreate something like Soviet Union 2.0. So I hate the episode of our history that is former Soviet Republic, because our country was occupied by Russia. It was never somehow, never joined voluntarily, despite the fact that Kremlin tries to lie it other way around. So actually, if somebody asks me if I know what's the Kremlin up to, well, I'm not sure whether the Kremlin knows it, but definitely what they are trying to do is to have as many options open as possible.